Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to another DIY Monday. I am coming to you guys today with a Dangle wood drop earring. Okay, here are the items that you will need for this DIY. You're going to need your wire cutters, you're going to need your round nose pliers. This here is a wood bead, and you can find these beads at Michael's and Joann Fabric. AC Moore doesn't have these, but Michael's and Joann's Fabric, you can find these beads. They're really large. This is about a 24 millimeter wood bead. It's pretty large. The color of it is black, and you're going to need a fish hook, your assortment. These are the bead. This is from the matte beads that I showed you guys yesterday. I'm going to show you. This is from this collection here, and I picked out the 3 that I want. I have 2 rondelle beads, and I have 6 spacer beads, and I also have 3 pieces of 20 gauge wire that I have cut. I have about maybe 5 or 6 inches. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so the very first thing that I am going to do for this earring is I am going to go ahead and assemble the body of my earring. So I'm going to take 1 piece of my 20 gauge wire and just make my loop. And then I'm going to give it a little indentation. And this is what you're going to have, guys. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I really got to get my light situated. And then I am just going to cut off the extra excess. And I'm going to go ahead and start assembling my beads. I am going to go ahead and squeeze this in so that we don't have anything sticking out. And this is pretty much what you are going to have, guys. And now I'm going to go ahead and start adding my beads. So I'm going to take 1 spacer bead. Then I'm going to take one of my acrylic matte beads, another spacer bead, another acrylic matte bead, and thirdly, another spacer bead, and then my last acrylic matte bead. Now what I'm going to do, this is pretty much what you're going to have. This is your shape. This is what you're going to have. And I'm going to go ahead and add 1 more spacer bead up at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and close this off. So I'm going to take my finger, put it down the bottom, and pinch this in as tight as I can. Take my round nose pliers, come up to the top, make a loop. Okay, when I make my loop, this is what you're going to have, guys. And then I'm going to give it a little indentation. And then I'm going to come up at the top and just start wrapping my wire around my bead. And as I'm wrapping it, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Okay? So I'm done wrapping it. And then the next thing I'm going to do, straighten it up, I'm going to take my wire cutters and snip this off. And then go in and just make sure that it is nothing sticking. Okay? And this is the body part of our bead. I'm just trying to make sure that everything looks professional. And there you have it. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to assemble this part of the bead, which is the wood bead. We're going to pretty much do the same thing. But for the sake of the video, guys, I am going to pause it. So make my loop. It's pretty much the same thing. And then I am going to take and I'm going to connect this onto here, push that through like that, and then come up at the top and start wrapping it around. Okay guys, so now I am going to go ahead and start assembling this part of my bead. So I'm going to add my spacer bead, my bead itself, and then the very last spacer bead. And this is pretty much what you will have. This is what it'll look like. And I'm going to take my finger and just put it under like that, holding it as tight as I can. Make my loop, wrap it around. This is what you're gonna have, guys. You're gonna give it a little indentation and then start wrapping it around. And you want to try to make sure that you hold it in place. So that it can get, as you wrap, it can get tighter and tighter and tighter. That's what you, pretty much what you want. Okay, so here we are with this. Now I'm going to take and snip this part off like that. Sometimes it does do a lot of moving. Okay guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and add on one of our rondelle beads. I did this the same exact way, guys. I just made a loop, slid it through the top of that, and I'm just gonna wrap it around and finish it off. And then snip the extra excess off with my wire cutters. And then we're gonna add on our rondelle bead. And this is what this is gonna look like. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and push it up as tight as we can up at the top and bring this piece up like that, and then we're gonna wrap it around the bead. Just like that. This is what you should have, guys. Just wrap it around the bead. And that part, that is going to dangle down, and then we're gonna take our wire cutters and just come over and give it a good snip. Okay, and last but not least, you're gonna need 4 pieces of 20 gauge wire. I don't know why I said 3, but you're gonna need 4 because we need to add this last bead right here. Okay, so we're gonna add this last bead. We're gonna put that bead up at the top. Same way, you make your loop, you give it a little indentation, and you push it through. And then you come up at the top and you just wrap it around once or twice, however you would prefer it to be, I should say. Then we're gonna cut this off and then squeeze this in so that it doesn't be sticking. And then we're gonna add this last rondelle bead. Okay. And then we're going to take our finger, put it under here, push that down as tight as we can, and then we're going to make another loop to close this off like that. Then give it a little indentation. Okay, then come up to the top and start wrapping it around. Okay, guys, so once we've done all of that, this is our earring. Now the next thing we need to do is add our fish hook, and we will have ourselves a really gorgeous pair of wood earrings. And here they are. Absolutely beautiful. They're really, really cute. I want to thank you guys for joining me this morning for DIY Monday. You guys have a wonderful and awesome day. Please enjoy your day and have a wonderful week. Peace and blessings. And I will see you guys tomorrow and Tuesday show and tell. See ya.